Get it? It's The Running Man. The Running Man, the remake of the Arnold Schwarzenegger. Well, it's not really a classic, but it's a movie he made. This is a movie with a lot to prove. It's directed by Edgar Wright, and it stars Glen Powell. Edgar Wright hasn't really had a hit since Baby Driver, and Glen Powell is still proving his movie star bona fides. Confession time. Glen Powell is from Austin, Texas. I'm from Texas too. So I think it would be really cool if the small town Texas boy who did a bunch of small Richard Linklater movies became a movie star. And an even bigger confession. I'm not the biggest Edgar Wright fan. Don't get me wrong, I love Shaun of the Dead and I adore Hot Fuzz. But since then, his sensibilities, his style, just has not been to my taste. And then there's the negative to mixed buzz I kept hearing about this movie. It's just Edgar Wright for hire, it has none of his identity, the satire isn't good, the action isn't good, Glen Powell isn't good. Well, colored me surprised, because I think Edgar Wright actually pulls this all off. Glen Powell is Ben Richards, a factory worker who has just lost his job. His wife is working overtime and he has a sick child. What is a destitute man to do? Well, he signs up for one of just many sadistic game shows where poor people humiliate or endanger themselves for just a little bit of cash. Richards is angry as hell at society, at the system, and network exec Dan Killian, Josh Brolin, recognizes this immediately. He has star potential. He convinces and recruits him for The Running Man. It's the country's most popular game show where 3 contestants have to outwit, outsmart, and outlast an entire country of people that want to report and kill them for money. Now Richards is on the run. He has to lay low, he has to use disguises, he has to literally outrun the show's producers and the show's bounty hunters if he wants to survive and get enough money, not just to save his daughter, but to get his whole family out of their desperate situation. This isn't just a remake of the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, it's an adaptation of the Stephen King novel. It's not unlike the other Stephen King adaptation we got just a few months ago, The Long Walk. That was about a competition where contestants had to walk until they dropped dead in order to win prize money. The Schwarzenegger Running Man was self-contained. It took place only on a TV studio set. But like the book, Edgar Wright expands this version to take place over the entire country. At first glance, this doesn't seem like an Edgar Wright movie. It's not an out-and-out comedy, and it's not a giant splatterfest, but it is an R-rated action picture, something I actually didn't realize until the 3rd fuck and the 4th or 5th actual gunshot squib. But there are satirical elements here that are pure Edgar Wright. He seems to get a kick out of poking fun at our current dystopian hellscape, but he's also a Gen Xer, so his love for physical media and practical stunts shows its head. And it's in those stunts that this movie really shines. Because for the first time in what feels like forever, I didn't clock a single CGI explosion or CGI fire. And that in 2025 is a goddamn miracle. The action here feels tactile for once. It's genuine stunts, it's genuine set pieces, it's genuine suspense. So the middle portion, once Powell starts booking it and he has to survive, is the most thrilling part of this movie. And I was surprised how turn off your brain good these parts were. And that's before Michael Cera shows up as a crazy survivalist who helps Powell out. But none of that would matter if Wright didn't have a legit movie star in the lead. And Glen Powell, dare I say it, I don't want to jinx it, I think he's a movie star? Yes, Glen Powell, who's been acting since he was a kid, is known for Richard Linklater movies and has had hits the past few years, finally gets a shot at the leading man role. But where Powell's past roles have been all charm and smarm, here he's all scowl and... what rhymes with scowl? Towel. He wears a towel in this. That's all he wears. Towel. Scowl and towel. And you wouldn't think of Powell as an angry and irascible guy, but here he mostly pulls it off. He doesn't see himself as a hero of the people until he gets further and further in the game and Brolin eggs him on more and more. That's when Powell's character realizes he can do more than just survive. He can galvanize the masses. And that's when we get into the 3rd act, where Edgar Wright starts to stumble. because he turns what's been a fun action ride into something with a larger message, something more about capitalism and the common man and who the real villains are in this country. And that becomes hit and miss, especially with the last action set piece on a plane. The movie has been literally grounded for this whole time, and now it's, well, the opposite of grounded. It's in the sky. And that locks in, confines, and restricts where the movie can go from there. You get the sense that Edgar Wright couldn't do the ending of the novel. That's too nihilistic. But he also wanted to give something to satisfy the moviegoer. So we're stuck with something kind of in the middle. The end is a little wishy-washy. But up until then, this is Wright's zippiest and fleetest movie since probably Hot Fuzz. And all the while, there is Pal with his excellent running stride, his abs, and his movie star smile, which peeks out now and then, proving that he can carry an action movie. And for Edgar Wright, a director I haven't always warmed up to, well, maybe it took a little work for hire to get his groove back. The Running Man is an action-packed ride that's entertaining almost from start to finish. It only falters when it tries to give us a message about its larger dystopian world. But with Glen Powell running his ass off, this is an action ride worth taking. I give it a respectable 3.5 stars out of 5. If you like this review, please like and subscribe or follow me on Letterboxd at Ramirez316. You know, as our own dystopia grows worse and worse, I'm kinda looking forward to the day when we get our own sadistic game shows. Wheel of Fortune, but they strap the contestants to the wheel. Or Jeopardy, where if you don't phrase in the form of a question, they blow your legs off. Or Survivor, where you actually have to survive against wild boars or cannibals. I got a million of these. The Price is Right.